Heather Anderson, and this is my audience. Myotonic fainting goats. When somebody hears that term, they smile, get a little giggle, and maybe picture something like this. Myotonic goats may be well known and sought after for their unique fainting abilities, but thanks to their unique genetics, they are making an impact on the American meat goat industry. Today I'm going to share with you a brief history of the breed, why they faint, and how they are helping out the meat goat industry today. So, where do myotonic goats come from? Myotonic goats, or Tennessee fainting goats, are a North American heritage breed and are listed as having a recovering status with the Livestock Conservancy as of 2024. They are records of the stiff-legged goat can be traced back to the 1880s in Tennessee, where they were brought by a farm laborer, so supposedly from Nova Scotia. He brought 4 does and a buck. Later on, those original animals and their offspring were sold to Dr. Mayberry, where he popularized the breed thanks to the fact that they were such easy keepers. They had great meat quality and a high production value. Numbers increased in the 1950s, and Texas brought some of the goats over to the hill country. They were selectively bred for their meat quality and their large size. Both the Texas and Tennessee branches were rediscovered in the 1980s, where 2 different types of breeders emerged. You had the traditional breeders, which emphasize the meat quality, the growth rate, and the reproductive efficiency. Then you had the novelty breeders that emphasized and focused on the smaller animals with extreme stiffness. So why do they faint? There are many articles that explain why fainting goats faint, but an article titled "Why Do Goats Faint and Scream" on the National Natural History Museum website sums it up pretty well. Fainting goats do not truly faint. They are never unconscious. They suffer from a hereditary condition, which is called myotonia congenita. This affects the skeletal muscles. It does not affect the central nervous system or the cardiovascular system. So when they stiffen and faint, they don't get hurt unless they roll down a hill. So instead of the flight or fight response, their muscles freeze up. The gene that causes myotonia is recessive, meaning that you have to have 2 copies, and generally it's one from the parent and one from the mother and one from the father. And this myotonia congenita can be found in other animals, including humans. So why would a goat that faints be good for the meat goat industry? Both the Myotonic Goat Registry and the Livestock Conservancy list several characteristics that helped bring more recognition to the myotonic meat goat. They have a docile temperament. They're easy to handle. The does are excellent mothers. They can kid out in the pasture. You never have to worry about them. And they're also a non-seasonal breeder, meaning if the does are taken care of properly, they can have kids twice a year. The myotonia congenita affects the build of their muscles. When they stiffen, it's like a bodybuilder lifting weights. So they create more muscle every time they stiffen. They have good adaptations to low input forage-based feeding systems, meaning they're great on the pasture. They don't have to be in a feedlot. They have a 4-to-1 meat to bone ratio compared to other breeds breeds at 3-to-1. And they have something called hybrid vigor. Thanks to their genetics being so different from other breeds of goats, when they're crossbred, it creates hybrid vigor. And when you think hybrid vigor, think of something like a mule or a liger. The offspring surpasses the parents. I love my myotonic goats, and I wish I could get my hands on some true Tennessee meat goats, the true myotonic goat breed. So today, I gave you a little history and science into the myotonic goat breed. Social media may have painted the myotonic goats as fun novelty pets, but the larger meat types, unique genetics, are helping to improve the quality of meat goat breeds. Just remember, novelty or not, you can never have just one goat.